Okay, one last video and you guys gotta go. Don't start on me. Jeez, missed my yub nub. Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanding Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we're going to go over the Crimson Empire 2 comic book series, but first, let me back up and plant a little one-shot comic book here. It's called Star Wars Bounty Hunters, Kenix Kil. It's written by Randy Stradley, and this basically sets up where Kenix has gone. He's become a bounty hunter. He's taken under a disguise of a bounty hunter. Remember, he's one of the most hunted, most wanted men by the Empire right now, so he has to go undercover, and so he establishes some credibility as this bounty hunter, Kenix Kil. And we see that in Crimson Empire 2. I filmed this twice and I keep saying Dark Empire. So in Crimson Empire 2, written by Mike Richardson and Randy Stradley, this 6-part series introduces Kenix under the pseudonym of Kenix Kil, the bounty hunter, as he's still on his quest to take out the Imperial High Council. Now, Kenix actually believes that it was Luke who killed the Emperor. Now, this goes in hand with what Mara Jade figured too. They thought, oh, yeah, Luke went off, and it's probably become legend now, right? Luke took out the Emperor. They don't know that it was Darth Vader. They thought it was Luke. And so Kenix, just like Mara Jade, he believes that Luke Skywalker is his #1 enemy because that was the guy that killed his master. But that's something to be said for another day, because there is a New Republic agent that Kenix meets in this called Mira Sim, and she's basically the love interest for Kenix in this. And she basically shows Kenix that the Empire isn't as nice as he thought. In fact, they're kind of evil. And so what Kenix does in this book, he basically kills off the next person in line to run the Empire, and he has the council all trapped, but instead of killing them all, he just hands them over to the New Republic. He figures that's, punishment enough for them. So he's kind of turning over a new leaf or seeing things a different way. He's not for the New Republic. He's not for the Empire. He's still loyal to the Emperor, but he's a man without a cause, so to speak. Now, of course, Sim still loves him, and so there's that love interest that may be explored later on, but right now, he just goes off on his own. Now, Crimson Empire 2 is pretty good. In my opinion, not as good as the first one, but still pretty good. For a few reasons I don't like it. Here it is. The Imperial High Council has tons of aliens on it. It's too soon. We're still told that the Empire that hates aliens. Why on the High Council are there tons of aliens? Not tons, but there's a couple of aliens on the High Council. Why is that? If the Emperor really had a bias, and so did the Empire against aliens, why would all these aliens be with the Empire? I didn't understand that. One thing I did like was this marks the very first appearance of Nom Anar. He appears very briefly in one comic book and then is gone. And he has a hissing kind of, he drags out his S's when he speaks. Now, who is this? We never knew, and we never found out later on. And oddly enough, in the forums, we didn't care. It was really weird. We all kind of just passed over him. And then a few years later, when New Jedi Order came out, we were like, wait, what? They had made a connection to the New Jedi Order comic book that was being written at that time. And they had asked Del Rey to say, hey, who is a villain who you're going to use in your books who maybe we can kind of plant in our comic book? And they said, well, Nom Anar is going to be one of the longest spies over there. And they said, okay. So they introduced Nom Anar in Crimson Empire 2, which back in the day when comic books cost something, I remember that comic book rose in price because everyone was trying to track it down because we read New Jedi Order, we were really into it, we found out about this new bad guy, Nom Anar, and then someone said, hey, isn't that the guy from Crimson Empire 2? And I remember when I heard that on the forum, I went, no, it was. I was in shock. I was like, shut up, because that comic book came out, I think, 2 years prior to the first New Jedi Order book. I was like, whoa, that was really cool. And see, that's what I'm talking about. The connections that Dark Horse would make to the books, they complemented each other. They made each of them seem more relevant. And for some reason, I don't know how and I don't know why, but that relationship parted ways once Del Rey took off with the series. You didn't see much collaborations like that. And it's sad because cool connections between the comic books and the novels like this were really awesome. And that's why I'm a Star Wars fan, because of that continuity like that and sharing those characters. So here we see Nomanar very early before the invasion, and he's already trying to weave paths of influence in different places. All he's trying to do is sow division. Right? He does not want this galaxy unified, because a unified galaxy could defeat the Vong. So he's trying to divide them and have infighting as long as he can, and this is just part of his scheme. What he was doing there isn't that important. It's just that seeing that he was there, that the Vong invasion was being well thought out, well in advance, even giving that little preview to the readers, even though they were oblivious to what was going on until later, was brilliant. Brilliant. Bravo. Crimson Empire isn't as good as, Crimson Empire 2 is not as good as its former one. I'll be honest, that little connection is the best thing about all three Crimson Empires, bar none, bar none. I love that connection in Crimson Empire 2, even though overall Crimson Empire 1 was a better story. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.